This video is sponsored by Fiverr. More about them later.
What is this? How can someone be expected to grow the concombre in a place like this? Incroyable! Sign's still good though. It's greenhouse time! DIY friends, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't guessed, we are back in the greenhouse and we're doing some garden and sturf this week. I haven't been in the greenhouse once this year. All the old plants are still living inside, so I need to remove all of that stuff. However, I have big wildflower veggie growing dreams to make my outdoor garden space look something like this. But right now it looks something like this. And I don't know how to get it to something looking like this, but all I know is that to do that, we're just gonna have to do. And I gotta tap into that unshakable, relentless can-do attitude and just give her a go. You know what I mean? Not overthink it. I got a PLAN.
I don't even have a
which is more than I can say for most of my projects. So let's just give this a go and let's go build ourselves a freaking garden space. Oh yeah, editor, roll the tape. Boop. Okay, I worked up a small sweat doing that. I had to take my jacket off. But good news is the greenhouse is now cleared out and you can kind of see how much work I gotta do. Everything in here is just dead. Dead. But it's good because I don't need to actually throw out anything. We are gonna use all these dead plants to create kind of like a base for all of our garden beds. Also look up here, guys. Pretty sure there's a little birdie nest up here and I don't know if it has eggs in it right now, but maybe I can find out. No eggs. We're in the clear. But yeah, so everything is gonna have to get pulled out of here. I actually have some big changes I wanna make too to the greenhouse. I've been going back and forth since I built this on whether or not I wanted to paint it. I kind of liked the way that the wood looked against the white, but a part of me was just like, I don't know, I kind of just feel like I do want it to be white. So I think this year I'm gonna paint it. We're gonna do it. So I bought some paint. It's on my to-do tasks. Also, these side gardens really need some work too. Everything needs to get pulled out. I don't know what's salvageable. This side is my perennial side. So I have all the hydrangeas, which seem to be coming in quite nicely. We also got Vincenzo's garden over here, which needs some pruning and just pruning. Okay, and then let's talk about the exterior space that I want to build out to make this kind of a more defined garden area. So I got Jeffrey to cut the grass down very low, so it's just a little bit easier to kill. But stay with me. So I've actually created like a spray painted line that goes to about here, and it's gonna run all the way to here. And then it's gonna go all the way back here and come out to about here. So I think what I wanna do is kind of create like a little border around to define the space. And then once we have that border created, I can lay down some landscape fabric. We're gonna put some mulch down, and then we can just start building the garden beds right on top of that. The dream would be to create like a little fence, something to keep the animals out, something to keep that animal out. Yes, you, but it's all it costs. So I'm just gonna take it step by step and just build towards my dream. You know, every year you just add a little bit more. But I think this is gonna be great. And like, okay, just picture this with me, okay? You ready? Ooh, what a hot day. You step down into your garden area and oh, you're greeted by this beautiful arch that is connected by two garden beds. You walk through it and you're like, oh, what are these beautiful cucumbers? You pick one. You break it open and you take a big bite out of it and it's so juicy and yummy. And then you come over here and you attend to this little garden area. And then you come over here and you tend to this little garden area. And then, oh, you come over here and look, there's a beautiful garden right here and you tend to it. And there's beautiful wildflowers growing in this garden one. And there's beautiful tomatoes growing over here and beautiful cucumbers growing here and just something will be growing here. And it's gonna be lovely and you can walk through it and it's just like a big garden oasis. Can you see the dream? Ooh, also friends, I do want to talk about this. Something I get asked on the regular is, do you have build plans for your greenhouse? Usually my answer has always been no, but I really wanted the opportunity to share the joy I had building this greenhouse with all of you. So this year, I made it happen, and I got a full step-by-step plans now available, including tweaks on the build plan actually that I wish I had done, so yay for you. And it is officially on my website to purchase right now. The link is in my description box if you are interested. Now, in bringing this up, I also wanted to give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's episode, Fiverr, because if it wasn't for Fiverr, I wouldn't have had the ability to make these plans as beautiful, concise, and easy to follow as they are. And it was actually such a coincidence on how this partnership worked out, because I was already working with a freelancer on Fiverr named Anthony when Fiverr reached out wanting to work together. So a little bit about Fiverr for context. Fiverr is the leading marketplace for digital freelance services in the world. Now, depending on the help that you need, Fiverr is a platform that will help connect you with freelancers that offer the skill set you're looking for. They have a wide variety of digital services such as web development, video editing, social media marketing, AI services, 3D architecture and interior design, and just so much more. And it doesn't matter who you are or where you're located, the size of your budget, because they will help you find the success that you need. And I know this might sound shocking, but I will be the first person to now admit that I really can't do everything on my own. And when I began planning my greenhouse build plans, I wanted it to be clear, I wanted it to be concise to follow, and I have very basic knowledge in SketchUp, but I needed to find someone who really knew SketchUp. So I hired Anthony, who specializes in 3D architecture, and he was able to take my vision, take my real life photos and step-by-step write-up to create visual aids that I would never have been able to create in a 3D way that he did. He did such a great job. It was quick to reply, super professional, met all the deadlines, and overall it was kind of a 5-star experience for me. I do plan to work with Anthony again on future plans to sell on my website, which I'm really excited about. So I do love that I can take advantage of Fiverr's subscription program that allows me to work with freelancers on an ongoing basis, like 3 months or 6 months. That way you can guarantee the work will be done, and freelancers love it because they have guaranteed work in their schedules. It's kind of a win-win situation. And I just found this out, which I love this because I am such a face-to-face person. Fiverr now offers a freelancer consultation service where you can have a one-on-one consultation with the freelancer you're looking to hire. And I feel like this kind of helps you gain insights, maybe interview them, get their insight and advice so you know you are making the right hire for your project, because you're super close to it. It's important to you and you want to do that. You want to make the right hire. So if you are like me and you just need a little help to make your business or product that much better, go check out Fiverr. I have a link in my description box that you can use, and they gave me a special discount code Danie10 that gives you 10% off your next service. So go check out my greenhouse plans if you're looking to build a greenhouse in your own backyard. Definitely worth it, definitely recommend. Either way, we need to clean this greenhouse up. We need to start on this garden space, so let's go start on this garden space.
Well, garden expansion, here we come. To get started, I took 4 stakes that I created from plywood and string to map out where my new defined garden area would sit. I was going to use leftover boards from the garage build to act as the border, and I wanted them to sit into the ground, so this string was providing me with a guided path to just kind of follow along as I dug a small moat for them to sit in. Basically, what I'm trying to avoid is just a really wonky looking garden space. Also, my partner in crime was super helpful.
Whoa! No! Pop-up, stop! You're ruining my garden area! Are you gonna use that tool to dig? I could really use the help. Yeah, that's what I thought. You're not being helpful at all. back. Oh, friends, that was exhausting. And the best part is the sun just delightfully came out just to heat things up and make it 10 times more uncomfortable for me to do that. How lovely. You were not helpful either. Go away. I have a whole bunch of these metal stakes. I actually just got these off Amazon, but it's these things that are gonna help me create the border and just give it a little extra structure. But on top of that, this is gonna help me connect two boards together and keep them together. Super simple, not that expensive, and it came in one day, so can't beat that. Now, behind me, I have these 1x6x16s. I think these are 16s. These are left over from the garage build. They have been sitting on the side of our house forever. I've been waiting for the right moment to use these boards. Although these boards are not technically made for outdoor builds, it's gonna take a very long time for something like this to rot, and I'm okay with it. I'm just happy to use the wood, so. And with the cost of wood right now, I'll use whatever I got. That's where I'm at right now. So either way, I'm gonna just start laying these boards down into my little moat that I just dug out. Use these guys to kind of give it some structure and connect the boards together, and we'll see what we can come up with. Are you gonna help this time? You're not helping. I don't want this. Okay, thank you. Moral support, definitely. Actually helpful, 0. 15, 16, absolutely 16.
Now that the border was in place, there was a lot of cut grass and dirt inside my defined garden area, so I got this raked up, but I'm throwing away nothing because all of that raked goodness makes a good base layer for my future garden beds. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like I'm kind of making a backyard skating rink right now, but this black tarp is my landscape fabric. This was actually left over from my original greenhouse build, but essentially this landscape fabric is going to stop any weeds from growing through, so my garden space looks beautiful and weedless forever. So I didn't actually have any proper staples to hold the fabric in place, so I just kind of started using nails, which is not the correct thing to do, but it just kind of seemed to do the trick and I had them. So we're kind of going with it. And I don't know if you can see, but I definitely didn't have enough fabric to cover the entire space, so I did have to buy one roll of landscape fabric, but that's all right. It all came together. Kind of bugs me that it's a different color, but we're moving past that.
I'm winded. Let's build some garden boxes. Let's not pay attention to my backdrop, okay? These plants have seen better days.
A little help, please.
In front of me, I have 4 4x4 posts. I have 6 6-foot boards, and I have 6, I think these are 36 3/4. So I'm building a 3x6 box. All 4 posts are gonna kind of create the structure on the corners. I actually think I'm gonna need to get some 2x4 and create a middle post just to give it a little bit of structure across the length, but that'll be easy. I didn't realize that until literally right now, so we'll figure that out. But either way, I wanna do this 3 high, and I think it's gonna make a good little garden box. I don't think it needs to be bigger than that, and if I do need to build it up eventually, I can just build it up eventually, I guess. Either way, I got all my cuts, which is gonna make this go really quickly. So I'm just gonna start assembling this, and let's see how this goes. I'm excited. I kind of just want to brad nail this, but I feel like it's gonna be better if I use a screw. I don't want to be screwed later. Why do we say you're gonna be screwed. Is it because screws aren't as good as nails? Is that why? God, I have a lot of thoughts today.
Why are you the way that you are?
Moving on. What do you think? Is this a good garden bed or what? Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. All right, I need to figure out where these are gonna live in here. I like the placement of them, but I need to figure out what's my width, because my goal is to create an arch that's gonna sit across these two. So I wanna see what this spacing is, first of all. So we have 5 feet. Also, where's my cart? I need to make sure I can roll my cart between it. We need to be able to fit the cart. You want to get in there? Okay, I think I'm gonna go 5, and then I'll also go 5 feet here. Now we need 5 feet here, and we need 5 feet here. 5 feet, 5 feet, okay, excellent. No moving from this point forward. You hear? You hear? You hear? You hear? You hear? Now comes the part that I have been not looking forward to. I need to go show you guys my pile. Come with me. Welcome to my pile of mulch. Too much? So the goal is going to be to move this pile and put it in the back. Am I looking forward to this? No. At least we have a little cart. With that said, we better get mulching. I mean, at this rate, I'm only gonna have to do this like 250 times. I'm gonna be so jacked. Look at this cart doing its thing. So I got a joke for you guys, you ready? So a guy's in his backyard gardening, and his neighbor walks up to the fence and says, "My goodness, what are you doing?" And the guy replies, "Oh, I'm organizing my gardens and seeds by alphabet." And the guy says, "Where do you find the time?" And he goes, "Obviously beside the sage." Do you get it? Because he was doing it alphabetical. I thought it was funny.
Strolling along, just minding my business, humming a song. I'm happy by myself, not a care in the world. This is a life, just me, myself, and I. I am watching the clouds up in the sky, all but laughing out loud. I'm telling you why I'm living the life, just me, myself, and I. Think that life was cold and lonely when you up and left me, sadness overwhelming. Oh me, I am out and about, painting the town red, I'm coming around. There ain't no doubt about it, I'm no longer blue. So glad we are through, just me, myself, and I.
Oh, good Lord, friends. I'm exhausted. I don't think I've been this tired in a good long time. I think I want to bring in about 4 more piles before I start bringing in, like really moving it around and then bringing in a second load. I think we made a pretty good dent on that giant dirt pile though. Holy crap. All I know is that tomorrow my back muscles are going to hurt so much. It is gardening season, my friends. My goodness. Well, I'm gonna go shower and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. I feel like you just can't be prepared for how your body is going to react to certain fitness things. So yesterday, your girl did not wear sunscreen, which was stupid. And I got very burnt. So now the muscles on my arms feel like Jello. Not gonna lie, I am very sore. Fun fact, my mom's coming today. She's gonna be coming much later in the day, but I need her help to help me set up an archway that's going to be growing cucumbers, and I don't think I can do it by myself, so she's actually traveling down today, so I'm hoping that we can get that done. But in the meantime, I just kind of need to keep bringing in some mulch, and then once I have all the mulch where I need it, feeling good, I can start throwing in, you know, some compost. I've been keeping some boxes and everything just to put on the bottom of the beds, and then this weekend my mom and I are going to go get all the dirt and some of the wildflower plants that are going to be in one of the beds, so I'm very excited. I just got to get through this mulching part. We can do it, friends. I can feel you rooting me on behind the screen, and I need that energy today, so let's go do it. Bumblebee, no. You're okay. Here, have a little rest, Mr. Bumblebee.
What's all the hubbub?
You'll be okay. Check this out. I made a swing.
What?
I'm just kidding, I didn't make a swing, but I did make a manual tamper, so to speak. Let's see if this works. Do this, and then I just start tamping like so. Actually, this works really well. I am so smart sometimes. Finished stomping all the dirt. I had this little epiphany while I was stomping dirt, as one does, and I want to show you guys something. So when we were working on the garage, I had a whole bunch of pallets that were given to me. Well, they weren't given to me, they actually came with all the insulation, and they're sitting right here, a whole whack of them. I was actually just gonna get rid of them, but now I'm thinking, what if I took all of those pallets and used them to build the fence that's gonna go around the garden? I'm like kind of thinking this might be the perfect way to utilize that wood, because I've been wrapping my head around what I'm going to use this for, or am I just going to get rid of it? But this might be the perfect solution, and it's kind of a fun palette challenge, you know what I mean? You guys should let me know, what do you think of this idea? Comment down below, because I'd like everyone to weigh in. Am I crazy, or is this a good idea? I don't know. Okay, so now that I'm done that, my mom's not here yet, so I can't get any help on the arch. But what I would really like to get started on is pulling out all the dead plants out of the greenhouse and just getting a start on taking all the dead plants and putting it on the base of all of the garden beds, because I don't want to have to fill all of those garden beds up with soil. It's a lot. So I'm going to fill it with cardboard. I'm going to fill it with you know, compost and mulch and some dead plants. So it'd be nice to clear out the greenhouse and just get all that crap inside the boxes, and then at least tomorrow when I go get some soil with my mom, we don't need to buy like nearly as much. So let's go get our hands dirty even more. Let's clean out the greenhouse. Not you, and not you, and not you. Good. Yeah. God, it's like Jumanji in here. This hill. Feels like we're making wine. I'm always so amazed by how these nests are built. Like, it is truly immaculate. They are artists. Amazing. La da 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 da, cleaning up the greenhouse. I wish I was wearing my boots right now. Look how it is! Yay! Look at everything I've done.
Oh,
This crazy?
that is amazing.
All by myself.
Just want my mom to love me, you know?
Okay, friends, so my mom's here now, which is very exciting, and it's starting to rain, which is not very exciting. So we're gonna try to hustle because it's only drizzling, and we have 1 hour before it's like downpour. So we're gonna see if we can get this done. So I wanna build a beautiful arch that's gonna go here out of wire, and I have poles. You have the poles, bring the poles. And these poles. So we're gonna actually connect them with these two garden beds. And the idea is to plant cucumbers on both sides. And then the cucumbers are gonna trail up and make up this beautiful arch. This is my dream. Crossing fingers.
So with my mom there, this task was so much more fun to accomplish. Like I said, it's been my dream to have an archway that can grow cucumbers across it. So my first step was to smack down 2 6-foot poles on each corner. These were T-bar fence poles that you can just buy at any hardware store. We actually used the 4x4 cedar posts inside the beds as our spacing guide, because I did want the ability to plant cucumbers on both sides of the wire fence. That way it's just gonna grow and be really full on both sides. And the best part is that these poles do have holes in them, and these holes actually allowed me to screw the post to that 4x4 post just for some extra stability. I mean, she was in the ground, but this was just giving it that extra oomph. From there, we cut about 8 feet of wire fence, started the fence line at the bottom of one side, and secured it using zip ties. The fence was a little wider than the post, so I did need to cut it shorter, but that was so easy peasy when you have snips in hand. And then essentially we just worked up the pole. Like I said, those poles have holes in them, so we utilized those holes with the zip ties, and that fence was snug as a bug on that pole rug. So just the wire fence frame wasn't enough to hold that arch at the top. So to give it a little bit more shape, we used a 6-foot 1/2-inch PEX pipe. Again, this is something you can find at any hardware store, and it was the perfect cheap solution to hold the shape that I needed. I mean, even Jeff was getting excited about this, so he stepped in to help out.
I did it. I managed to make a segregated garden space in this backyard. We built some garden beds. We laid a whole crap ton of mulch down. We built this cute arch that's gonna grow some beautiful cucumbers. We got the greenhouse cleaned out. Oh my gosh, I'm ready. I am so ready to bring some things in here, and it's gonna be great. I feel like I can feel the dream getting closer, and every year we're just gonna keep adding to this garden space, and then 5 years from now, this garden space is gonna look like that photo that I showed you at the beginning of this episode. Let me tell you, this gal's got dreams and she's making it happen. Just sending a big thank you again to the sponsor of today's episode, Fiverr. A reminder to use the link in my description box. Go check out all the services they offer, and remember, I have a special discount code, Danie10, that gets you 10% off any of the services, so go check it out. Also, big shout out to my Patreon family. Thank you for your continued support. I love you guys. If you're looking for a community of DIYers, of creative enthusiasts who love to share their projects, or maybe you want to share your projects or get advice or advice around your home, my Patreon is definitely the place for you. Go check it out. And of course, my friends, as always, stay positive, stay creative, and keep on DIYing. Bye-bye.